Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today we're going to be talking about games I dropped. Alright guys, so for the most part, I beat a game that I start. If I start it, even if I'm not super sold on it, I will actually finish it. I don't know why. Again, I'm just a person who loves that sense of completion so much that even if it is not my thing, I will still get to the end. I just did a video on games I hated, and they were all games that I still actually beat. I still saw the credits roll. So, yeah, it has to be really not my thing for me to completely just shelve it and usually trade it in. So before I talk about the games on this list, please like and subscribe and tell me, what are games that you dropped? What are games you bought, you played, you were like, I can't do this, you shelved it indefinitely, you traded it in, whatever, you were like, I cannot finish this, I hate it. Alright, we're gonna start the list off with a weird one, and I don't have it anymore. I traded it in. And unfortunately, that is Bee Simulator. Weird one, I know. A super strange game, but I remember seeing it thinking, this is so weird, I don't like Sims, but there's something really intriguing to me about this. I was like, I want to be a bee, I want to fly places, I want to do little silly tasks and go to a flower and fly around. But then I played it and I was like, after honestly 20 minutes, I was like, I cannot do this. I didn't like the controls, it felt really all over the place to me. It was really boring. It was super, super boring. I just could not do it. I thought I could. You guys know that I'm not a sim person. Holy smokes, I could not. There's no story. You're just a bee. And here's the thing. Yeah, it's called Bee Simulator. I should have known better. But it was really boring to me. I didn't like it, and so I traded it in. I got rid of it. It is not something I saw the credits roll. I did not continue playing it. It was not for me. Okay, next up is a game that I thought I would like, but kind of knew maybe I wouldn't. It's Tokyo Mirage Sessions. Now, I had the Switch version. I was excited about it for a few reasons. A, it's a JRPG. It's super colorful. It's super anime. And I thought, okay, this sounds like all stuff I like. It's about J-pop singers. That's great. It has Fire Emblem elements. I mean, it has SMT elements. I'm like, I'm probably going to like it. The only thing that made me hesitant, so you're like, well, why wouldn't you like that? It made me hesitant because so many people were like, great gameplay, super fun, but really boring story. So I thought, well, I don't know, maybe it'll be okay. Because I'm okay with goofy J-pop stuff. I mean, I love J-pop. So I thought, I'm going to like it. So I was really excited. I bought it, and then I was super stoked to try it. And then I was like, wow, this is pretty boring. And yeah, it is actually very boring. And the thing that I also didn't like about it was there's no real sense of exploration. Some games don't have that, where you don't have a character walking around. Like maybe Fire Emblem is kind of like that, where you're just going from big battle to big battle. But in that sense, to me, it's fine. That's different. This was kind of exciting in the sense that I was like, oh, it's modern day Tokyo. This is cool. It's really anime. And that's fun to me. But you didn't really do anything. It was kind of just one dungeon, and then that was that chapter. Then the next chapter would be another dungeon, and you did that. And there was no walking around doing stuff, and I missed that. I want to go to a hotel. I want to go to a shop or whatever. It just didn't really have that vibe. So that was sort of a letdown and a little bit boring. But if it has an interesting story, that's fine with me, right? Oh my god, though. Pretty boring. And then it actually, I'm sorry to say, and this is maybe a slam on myself, it was kind of just a little bit too hard. I know, sorry, I'm saying it, I'm admitting. But it got to a point where it was this is too hard, I'm playing it on easy, it shouldn't be this hard, I'm getting frustrated, I'm not into it anyway, so I just thought, you know what, it's too hard, I'm bored, bye-bye. So yeah, that's why I ended up getting rid of it. I traded it back in because I thought, I don't want this. It's not fun to me. And I'm not having a good time. That's a huge reason. Is if I'm not having a good time, it's got to go. This next one is one I still own because it has 2 games on the cartridge. So I don't want to trade it in because there's actually a game on here I think I will like. And unfortunately, and I know some people are going to be mad at this one, that is Sonic Mania on the Switch. I didn't grow up with Sonic. I grew up with a Super Nintendo, then a Nintendo 64. I'm a Nintendo kid, okay? I am not a Genesis kid. I didn't grow up with the Master System. You know, I didn't grow up with Dreamcast or any of the Sega CD. I just didn't grow up with Sega at all. I had a Game Gear and played like 2 games on it, and it sucked, and then I ended up getting a Game Boy. So I did not really grow up with Sega at all. Sometimes I played a Genesis at the dentist. I remember that. But even my best friend across the street, he didn't have a Genesis, he had a Super Nintendo. We were all Nintendo kids. So I played that. I did not really grow up with Sonic at all, okay? I enjoyed Sonic Underground, okay? That's the show when I was a kid. But other than that, no Sonic in my life. When I look at Sonic, I'm always like, what the heck am I looking at here? It just looks like pinball to me. It's way too fast. I don't know what's going on, but I thought, I've never really given it a solid shot, so maybe I should. So everyone was like, oh, you know, Sonic Mania is a new Sonic game, but it plays like the original ones. It's like a love letter to fans. I'm like, this sounds like a great place to start. And then if I love it, I can end up playing other Sonic games. So I was actually really excited to play Sonic Mania, okay? So I put it in. I was super excited. And then I was like, kind of what I thought was going to happen. I was like, I am not getting this. It is not jiving with me. I don't get it. It's not working for me. I don't like Sonic. I actually don't. I am so sorry. It doesn't do it for me. Now, I want to make it very clear. I like platformers. I could understand it if someone was like, oh, well, of course you won't like it. You don't like platformers. No, I love platformers. I like 3D ones. I like 2D ones. I like Donkey Kong. I like Mario. I like Kirby. I like all of it. I really do. New Super Lucky's Tale. It's a great game. So I'm like, I love platformers, but I don't like the way Sonic feels. It's a feeling thing. It's too fast. What am I even doing? Like, it's really all over the place. It doesn't feel like I just feel like I'm sprinting around and watching things happen. I feel like I have no sense of control. I don't like it. It plays weird to me. I'm sorry. I don't like it. And that really solidified it for me. I was like, you know, I guess I'm not a Sonic person. I am not seeing what other people are seeing. Please tell me in the comments if you're a Sonic fan and maybe I'm nuts, but sorry guys, I didn't like it. It was not for me. So I kind of feel sad about it because he's such a big famous character in the video game world, and to be like, yeah, I don't like it, kind of makes me sad because I always want to like stuff. But yeah, I played maybe a couple worlds or whatever, and then I was like, I can't do this. It's boring and weird to me. I didn't like the feeling. It doesn't feel good playing it at all to me, so I dropped it. Here's a game I dropped that I'm actually kind of bummed about because I basically beat it. Like, I've played like 90% of the game and then I dropped it. So those are the ones that hurt, because usually when you put, 5 hours into a game or 3 hours and you go, nah, whatever, and you don't feel as bad. But when you actually like get to the end and you don't beat it, that one kind of hurts. But I had to drop it. And unfortunately, that's Yokai Watch 2. I was really excited about this. I like the first one. I don't think they're like the best games ever, but they're enjoyable. They're really fun. I think the world, like the actual town you're in, is so detailed and beautiful. Like it put Pokemon to shame in a way. But you kind of stay in one town versus Pokemon, you go to different towns. So you know, whatever, they're different. But I like Yokai Watch. And then I was like, I haven't played Yokai Watch 2. So I played it, and then I remember kind of playing it off and on, and then I don't know, I ended up picking it up again, and I thought, no, I'm gonna just beat this. Let's get Yokai Watch, check it off. And then I got to, I think it's like the second last boss, or one of the last bosses in the entire game. Like, I am literally very close to the end, and I could not beat it. I know you're gonna be like, are you serious? You can't beat a Yokai Watch game? It's for kids. Whatever. I don't know what happened, but the difficulty spike went like way up, and I could not beat it. I could not do it. I tried it so many times. I even tried grinding a little bit and going back, and it was like, I just cannot beat this boss, and it really pains me to like, I was just mad, and I basically threw it, and I was like, nope, guess what? I'm not beating this game. I have to drop it, unfortunately, and I was really bummed. Really bummed, because that really hurts when you get so close to the end and you have to drop a game. That really stings, and I was mad about it. But I don't know. Have you played Yokai Watch 2? Do you know what I'm talking about? Or am I just nuts? Maybe I just suck at Yokai Watch. I don't know. Whatever. I had to drop it because it just got way too hard and I couldn't beat this boss. And I'm kind of bummed. So lastly, I'm going to end this with Bravely Default. And this is one that hurts a bit because I think this game is great on so many levels. It has an amazing soundtrack. I mean, I love it. It's great. It looks beautiful. And I don't just mean graphics, but I mean like the cinematography of it. It looks really good. I love it. I love the way, you know, when you're walking around a town, it's so unique. It's so Bravely Default. It doesn't have the same aerial view look that other JRPGs have. It's kind of like you're looking right at it. I don't know how to describe it, but it's gorgeous. And I liked the story. I was playing it and I thought, okay, I really dig this. Now, it has difficulty settings. I was like, okay, I'm going to play it on easy. And I'm sorry to say, but easy is not easy like in other games. It's really hard. And I got maybe like 4 hours in or something, and it just got so difficult that I had to drop it. And now I'm telling you this, and again, some of these are embarrassing. Whatever, I don't care. I've beat so many games, it doesn't matter to me. And lots of games I play don't have difficulty settings, and I still beat them. Whatever, but for some reason, these kind of games, these like Team Asano games or whatever, they're just really hard, and you still play them on easy, and it's like, I don't know, I'm sorry, but this is still really brutal, and I don't know what easy they're thinking, and I don't know, sorry, I had to drop it. It was too hard. It wasn't because it was boring, it wasn't because of anything else, it was strictly because I sucked at it, and I'm super bummed because that has turned me off from playing the other ones. So, Second Layer, I don't want to play because I feel like you probably have to play this first, right? I'm not 100% sure, and I'm like, it's probably going to be too hard for me. And then Bravely Default 2 came out, and I thought, okay, different story, different characters, cool. But is easy for Bravely Default 2 actually easy? I mean, I googled it, I went on Reddit, and a lot of people were like, yeah, it's still pretty hard. So I was like, boo! I'm kind of disappointed by that, to be honest with you, because I really liked this. I love everything about it. The art style, the music, the story. The actual Bravely Default, like the battle system was cool. I really liked it. I liked the dungeons. I was like, you know, walking around in that first dungeon, and I thought, this is a neat game. I really like this. So I'm legitimately, this is one of the only ones where I'm like, some of them I don't care. You know, I don't like Sonic, whatever. But this one kind of hurt, because I was like, oh, you know, at least I didn't get that far. It's not like I spent 40 hours in it and then dropped it, because those scenarios really suck. But this one, I was really bummed because I remember when this came out, this was such a big deal, and I never got it because I'd heard it was kind of hard, and then I ended up getting it from my friend Alex in a Secret Santa, like, I don't know, like 8 years ago or something, and I was like, sweet, I gotta check this out. And then I remember being so excited, I was like, oh my god, it's time for Bravely Default. I put this in, and I was like, oh my god, I really can't do this. I guess I'm not that good at it. So I was really bummed. So yeah, tell me, would I like Bravely Default 2 more? Is it easier? Did they, you know, is their easy setting actually easy? And I want to hear genuinely, like, some people, to them, like, Dark Souls is easy. No, sorry. Like, I don't want to hear stuff like that. So if you actually have, if you're like, no, you know what? You're not going to like Bravely Default 2. Please tell me. Because I've wanted to buy it, and I've seen it for really cheap, and I'm like, maybe I should buy it. But then I'm like, no, because am I just going to shelve it and trade it in and get angry and throw it at a wall? Like, am I going to get mad? I don't know. So, yeah, this one hurts. I'm pretty bummed about this one. Are there more games I've dropped? You bet! But let's save it for another video, because I feel like I do have enough to make another video of this. And yeah, I don't tend to drop games. I mean, there are games I beat recently, like, here's an example, like Dragon Quest Treasures. I did not really like that, but somehow I stuck with it and I beat it. I got to the end. I don't know. That's not a hard game. But I just, I don't know. Some games are just either, I guess you can see the trend here. I'm either super bored, or it's too hard, or it's both. It's hard and boring. So then I have to drop it. I just feel like life's too short to play stuff that you're bored. And then sometimes you can't help it. You're like, I literally can't progress. I suck too much. So those are my games. I want to know what games you've dropped. For what reasons too? Like, was it just super boring? Or you're like, this sucks? Or it's way too hard? did you drop a game because it was just too easy? Because I've played games that are like, honestly, this is not fun because it's actually too easy in a way. I usually still would beat it, but I get that. I totally understand dropping a game because it's just ridiculously too easy, because it's like there's zero fun in that. I know, I get it. So yeah, I want to know. And of course, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys in the next video.